5-Round MMA.
A different view to MMA.
Gotta watch that 5-Round MMA.
Welcome home.
Y'all.
This is 5-Round MMA. My name is Alex Ramirez, alongside my co-host Albert Cita, and we're waiting on the phone call for Mr. Guillermo Cita. I know we have kind of a messed up, not a altered recording schedule.
Yeah.
And we're
too many events going on. The Super Bowl kind of.
Sunday's been way busy. Royal Rumble, Super Bowl. It's kind of like. Guillermo is in the East Coast, which is a few hours ahead of us, so he's kind of tuckered out. I think he saw Monday Night Raw, probably put him to sleep. He can't hang with Monday Night Raw. There's too much excitement. He just goes to sleep early. But hopefully he can join us next week. If not, we'll be sure to keep him up to date with the latest happenings in each episode. Albert, how's it going, man?
It's going good. I guess the Super Bowl, I shouldn't say, the big game.
Yeah, the big game
was, it was fun.
Yeah.
I actually listened to Chris Jericho on the Stone Cold podcast.
Yeah.
It was pretty good listen.
Yeah? I downloaded it. It's on my to listen to list. Real quick, a shout out to you guys might have heard last week and this week our new theme music to our friend Robert. Was it Gucci Madeus on Instagram?
Gucci Madeus.
Follow him on SoundCloud.com/Gucci Madeus. All your musical beats, all that good stuff. I'm sure whatever you guys want, he can create it for you. He's a good friend of ours, and a big shout out to him for giving us the new theme music. Some pretty good positive feedback, I think, so far, right?
Yeah,
I like it.
I was surprised how much feedback we got on
We got some listeners on that one, so it's good for us. Let's start round number one. UFC Bellum recap. Lyoto Machida defeats Eryck Anders via split decision in front of his home crowd. I think literally by the skin of his teeth. I think.
No, I don't think so.
I think I'm just used to seeing. This isn't the Machida I'm used to seeing. You can kind of tell that I think Machida about 4 or 5 years ago would have finished Anders in the first.
Yeah, I noticed two big things.
Yeah.
And again, I could be 100% wrong, which I usually am when it comes to MMA. I think the elusiveness. Yeah, of Machida has kind of gone away.
Yeah.
I think that was his strongest point when he first started, was how hard it really was to hit him. And I'm not saying he's losing his speed, but that elusiveness, he's kind of losing. And at the same time, I think I either say it's confidence / power. I think he's losing confidence in his finishing strike, or power, because I think some of those punches still get to the target very accurate, but I don't think it has enough pepper in it to do what it used to do.
Yeah, he got hit a lot by Anders. He also got hit a lot by Derek Brunson.
Yeah,
he got hit a lot. He got hit a lot by Luke Rockhold, and Romero got hit a lot too.
And I think it's attributes to those two things. And, I don't know if it has something to do with age. I don't know if it's just that the weight cut's finally catching up to him. I don't know.
You almost wonder, like, in the point of a fighter's career, like Machida is, like, did this win really help him in the long run? Did this win kind of just delay the inevitable of him? Like, if he would have lost badly or would have lost Eryck, like, you know what, this is like 4 in a row. Maybe I should hang it up. But now he got that slight glimmer of hope where he's like, oh, God, I see you guys. I can still do it.
Keep in mind, I'm a Machida fan. I'm probably one of the biggest Machida fans. I think he might be almost in the Vitor Belfort category.
Yeah.
I really do think he's in that getting very close to that bubble. And like you said, I think he just delayed what I think it's coming up, which is retirement.
Yeah, well, I think he even acknowledged it too when they asked him what's next. I mean, it's always a weird question. Like, I know, like, Paul Felder's and whoever's doing that job, Daniel Cormier or Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's, obviously he has his own mind of his own, but, like, obviously being fed questions they ask the fighters, and it's just so redundant. They say, what's next? Who do you want? Call somebody out. It's like not every guy thinks that way.
But I kind of like that the matchup he threw out there.
Yeah, that's my point too. I was gonna get to it. It was you say, like, obviously he's not calling out, the top 5 of the division. And granted, Michael Bisping.
I want to run back that Luke Rockhold match. Or I want to.
Yeah, granted, Michael Bisping is the former champion, but by no means is anybody who with legitimate mixed martial arts brain thinks that Michael Bisping's in the top 3, top 5 of that division right now.
Yeah.
Right. Michael Bisping's kind of like, like you said, the Vitor Belfort type of fight where it's a name fighter. I could be the headline of a fight night card. And get a decent payday.
And to be honest, they're both at the end of their career.
Yeah.
And it's a good send-off either way.
Yeah.
If Michael Bisping gets a W or Machida gets it's a send-off either way.
Yeah.
And I think it's a perfect matchup. It's a matchup that we haven't seen, surprisingly. Michael Bisping in the game for a long time. Machida has been there for a long time, and they have never matched up. So it's a fresh matchup. They're similar in age. similar in record right now.
Yeah.
I love that call out. I love the matchup, and
Yeah.
I really do hope they get that together.
Yeah,
Put
and it
that together.
won't be in England anytime soon because Michael Bisping's tweeted out that don't buy
Yeah,
my
he
tickets for England because I'm not going to be
he's not
there.
gonna be in the card.
So we'll see what happens. I think it's an interesting matchup. I like that better than Rashad Evans versus Michael Bisping.
I like that way more.
And I think wasn't the other one Vito Belfort, right?
Yeah, well, always. But I think Michael Bisping already said that there's no way
Fight
in
Vito Belfort.
any chances he find Vito Belfort.
Yeah, so I think that's an interesting match. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. Also, real quick, are you on the Fire Yamasaki bandwagon that everybody else is on?
Like
That was the only other highlight of the card.
I never really had a big issue with Yamazaki, but I watching that fight, I wanted to stop it so fast.
Yeah.
But then you know what's the first thing that clicked in my head when I saw it, I was like, man, I hope they stop it.
Yeah.
Was how many times I have complained about early stoppages. And then when I thought about that, I was like, oh no, you know what? This girl deserves a chance to get out of this tough situation. But then afterwards, when you hear the actual like injuries and what she went through, then yeah, maybe it would have been smart just to stop it. But it's just, to me, this one's a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
Just because my first instinct was they should stop it, but right away I reminded myself how many times I get so mad when I see a fight, and they'll let a guy kind of tough it out, and then if he can't tough it out, then stop the fight. I don't know.
It kind of reminds me sometimes, like Albert, you and I have the same kind of the employment background where we used to work for Parks and Recreation Department where we keep score for like basketball games, right?
Yeah.
And we're there keeping score. I know I'm guilty of it. Like sometimes you're just watching the game and you forget to keep score.
Oh yeah.
You think that happened to Yamasaki? Like, she's getting beat up. Oh wait, I'm the referee. let me get here and stop this.
I missed plenty of threes and got yelled at.
I know, right? So it kind of sucks. It kind of took some of the thunder away from Valentina Shevchenko, who put a impressive performance. I think everybody in the flyweight division should be very frightened that she's in that division now. She says that's her natural weight. That's her natural weight class.
She looked good.
So I think it's just a matter of time now before they give her a title shot. So that's it for round number one. We're going to come back and talk about the UFC 222. What do we do now? Is it even worth? Are they going to cancel the card because they're out of the main event? So don't go anywhere. That's coming up next. Welcome back. Time for round number two. UFC 222 has maybe hit a death blow. Max Holloway is out, unforeseen. I think unforeseen
this is
injury.
The John Jones touch of death pay-per-view.
Yeah, injury has not been disclosed what it is as of this recording, anyways.
Yeah.
So he's out against his main event against Frankie Edgar. UFC 222 does not have a main event now. There was a bunch of rumors going around. There's gonna be Cody Garbrandt. We're gonna talk about that versus TJ Dillashaw in the next round. I want to talk about that. That deserves a round of itself. But a question: how does this injury to Max Holloway hurt not only him but the division now that they're still trying to get out of the shadow of Conor McGregor? Does this hurt? I think it hurts him.
No, in all honesty, I don't think it hurts Max Holloway as a champion.
Yeah.
Just because it happened the other way around.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it does hurt the division. Just when we think the division has finally lost the shadow of Conor McGregor, his shadow just gets just as stronger again.
Yeah.
And but I don't think it affects Max Holloway as a champion. Injuries happen. This is the first time I have ever remembered Max Holloway have to back out in a fight because of an injury.
Yeah.
And you get me. He doesn't have the
Injury history
as other fighters do. So I think it's forgivable.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it does hurt the division. It puts it again in a very weird spot just because we didn't have no established contenders in this division.
Now they're trying to scramble to put together,
and that's the problem because I can't even think of someone that can just face Frankie Edgar and I can be like, those guys should clearly face Max Holloway. I don't know.
One of the rumors was maybe getting Brian Ortega, but I think the thing that's holding them back is they can't have two back-to-back pay-per-views with back-to-back interim titles because UFC 221 takes place this weekend. That's an interim title for the middleweight.
Yeah,
between
and I'm a huge Brian Ortega fan, but in all honesty, if you're not a hardcore MMA fan, I don't think Brian Ortega has that pay-per-view power yet. And he's an awesome fighter. I think he has character and everything.
Yeah,
but I think people have not got to know Brian Ortega.
Yeah. And
the only way to really sell that fight is to do an interim, but it's way, like you said, it's
too redundant. It's too ridiculous.
I have lost count how much interims.
I don't know who the world champion is anymore.
Just so you know, isn't Luke Rockhold versus Yoel Romero an interim?
Yeah. And
Robert Whittaker's and they were supposed to face the interim champion.
Yeah. Who was like, it's like the Inception.
It's an interim.
It's the interim Inception. That's right there. How many do we go deeper into the interim title Inception? It seems like they're on the verge of maybe, I don't know, as of this recording, we don't know what's going on. We've been kind of out of the loop because there's nothing to report. It was the first one where TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt, that got scrapped because TJ Dillashaw said, no way I'm doing it. We're going to cover that in the next round. Now they're saying maybe Brian Ortega versus Frankie Edgar in a non-title bout. But is that even pay-per-view worthy? Because the rest of the card is not that.
And that's the tough part, I think.
There's nothing here to sell the rest of the card.
This is a pay-per-view. And I blame UFC again.
Yeah.
They spoil us with 2 titles and 1 pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I come accustomed, if I don't have 2 big fights in a pay-per-view, I don't order it. I either go to a restaurant and watch it, go to a friend's house that invites me. But there's no way I order a pay-per-view if it doesn't have the stackness anymore. You can't sell a pay-per-view with just 1 fight, like in boxing, where obviously you're only there to watch 1 fight.
Yeah.
I can't even remember a lot of boxing undercards, for crying out loud.
I mean, like I'm sure that they made a lot of money with this past UFC. Was the UFC on Fox, the Charlotte one, and then the whole this past fight at UFC Bellum. But did they really have to have those 2 cards, 2 consecutive weekends? Now look, it's suffering. Now UFC 220. They could have pushed Jacare versus. Who do you fight? Who do you just fight?
Derek Brunson.
Derek Brunson, sorry. And then have that and Machida versus Anders on the same card. And then this UFC 220 could have been saved a little bit, I think.
I think it could have saved a little, but it's still, there's no championship belt.
Yeah.
And technically, even the Jacare belt, I want to say it's a title eliminator, but I don't want to say that because technically Luke Rocco and Yoel Romero is the title eliminator for Robert Whittaker. So I think it would have still been a tough sell, even if they had either or of those main events in this card.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that you have. There's so many champions now that I don't understand how they can't organize it as 2 champions. And on top of that, they always have to put a top 5 contender of the person that's facing for that belt
just
in these cards.
Precaution,
I have always said that. Why it like makes no sense why they don't put
just a precaution.
Yeah. Why wasn't so in this card? Why wasn't Brian Taylor already on the card? You know what I'm saying?
You could have had Brian Taylor versus Cub Swanson for this card, but then they burned that for a Fight Night pay-per-view a couple months ago. So it's like, I mean, hopefully now maybe they'll learn to not have one every weekend. I don't know. But
well, it's not that. It's just be smarter with the matchups.
Yeah, that's it for round number 2. We're going to come back and talk about the whole TJ Dillashaw situation and what that means for future fighters and kind of fighters standing up for themselves against the big, bad, bald boss, Dana White. Don't go anywhere. Come up next. Welcome back. Time for round number 3. So we're talking about UFC 222 and Max Holloway getting pulled out. Now the pay-per-view is all in jeopardy because there's no main event. One of the first rumors was that TJ Dillashaw was going to defend his bantamweight title against Cody Garbrandt to fill in until it was first Dwayne Ludwig said, nah, that's not going to happen. Yeah. Cody Garbrandt's got to earn a title shot, not to be given one. And then it came after a while. I think Cody Garbrandt kind of responded back saying, hey, your boy got taken to the stool after the first round. Give me my title shot. And then it wasn't until a few hours later that TJ Dillashaw came out and said, like a pretty long explanation, said, hey, it took me 2 years to get a title shot again, and I lost via decision. I didn't get knocked out like Cody Garbrandt did. Why am I going to give him a title shot? Plus, I just had a kid. I'm not even thinking about training right now. And I'm waiting for Mighty Mouse. I want that flyweight title. So, thoughts on this? Are you proud of TJ, the quote unquote snake, for sticking up to the establishment?
No.
No, you're not. You think you should have fought Cody Garbrandt?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. It brings me all the way back, and his shadow's still casting. Conor McGregor.
That's my point. I was gonna bring that point up.
What people don't understand is the irritating part. Like, I want to get behind so many fighters. I want to get behind so many. But you know what sells and what kind of really pumps up a fan is like those people that don't care. One of the things that I loved about Chael Sonnen and Cowboy Cerrone is every single time a fighter dropped out, what was the first thing you heard? Chael Sonnen says he'll take the fight. Yeah. Cowboy Cerrone said he'll take the fight. And I think that alone, people like love that. They respect that. They somehow admire that. Yeah. And that's how you become kind of like a legend in MMA, I think. Yeah. And but you gotta be willing to take those risks. And I think Conor McGregor has been able to take. That's a lot of people talk smack about Conor McGregor, but he takes the risk. At the end of the day, he steps up to the plate regardless of the situation, and I think it's hard not to respect the guy that does that. And I get where TJ Dillashaw, and that's the other tough part too. I get it. Like, don't think I don't know common sense, TJ Dillashaw. I get it. It's unfair that you had to go through the ringer just to get your title shot when in reality they should have just ran that right back.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with TJ Dillashaw. He's not crazy. He's actually stating facts. He just had a kid. It's all understandable.
A rational man believes it,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. But at the same time,
The MMA fan in you doesn't like it.
this is still entertainment. At the end of the day, I know it's a physical sport. It's an athletic sport.
Training enough.
But at the end of the day, there's an entertainment aspect to it, and part of the entertainment is stepping it up. And there's more forgiveness given to those people.
Yeah.
You get me? Joe Sonnen, I don't know if you guys ever looked at his record. It's not that great.
Yeah.
But guess what? A lot of people are more forgiving.
Even Chris Lieben, remember when he took like a fight, like 2 fights in like a month, remember? And like he lost one of them. And
for crying out, Sage Northcutt, that beast of a man, was taking fights left and right until he finally took a big L.
Yeah.
And then he decided to slow it down. But at the same time, though, I think that was giving him credibility because a lot of people say like, "Oh, that's just Dana White's boy. He's a poster child. He's just a pretty boy." But Pretty Boy be stepping up. Pretty Boy be taking fights with days' notice. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think too. I kind of want to come back to Conor McGregor, but on a different light, saying how like he wielded a lot of power with Dana White in the UFC, obviously because he earns the money. But that kind of planted the seeds. A lot of fighters, like, hey, well, maybe what if I stick it for myself? What if I kind of call everybody?
But you gotta be put in that position.
But still, though, I mean, like, think about it. It started with DJ Mighty Mouse, who came out like, nah, I've been bullied by the UFC, all this contract negotiations. Remember that long expert he had, and all of a sudden he's kind of getting what he wants now. We saw what Stipe Miocic. Now give me the belt. Took away from Dana White. I'm gonna have my coach put the belt on me. Kind of came out now with TJ Dillashaw. No, I'm not gonna bow down to every move. I mean, other fighters getting away with it. You started with Conor McGregor. Granted, he's a moneymaker. He can get away with it. But this might be starting to turn to something like maybe fighters now are starting to realize, hey, we're kind of have the power here. Without us, there is no pay-per-view. Without us, you're gonna have to cancel all these pay-per-views. Yeah, you can get other fighters to replace us, but it won't be the same type of quality of fighters. It won't be you're not putting the best out there every week. You know, pretty soon you're going to end up like a Bellator card where it's not like the best fighters in the world, but I mean, UFC prides themselves on having the best of the best. And then after a while, if you're going to shun all the best fighters in the world out there, what do you have left?
I agree with that, but it could be a double-edged sword too.
Yeah,
because the fans can turn on you real quick.
Yeah,
and ultimately that's how you get paid.
But the fans are also gonna cheer quality. You know what I mean?
That's true too. But if I could play the what if game real quick, just the what if game. What if TJ took this fight in short notice, beat Cody again? Does his stock not rise an all-time high? Does the not pay-per-view against Mighty Mouse become even higher now? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an aspect that you got to think about as far as business. Yeah, is it risky? But guess what? You got to take that risk and make that money.
Speaking of risky business, we're talking about what Floyd Mayweather has up his sleeves regarding the mixed martial arts after the break here. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back into the championship rounds here. So I don't know if you've been familiar or do you follow Money Mayweather?
I follow everything that has to do with Conor, and right now what's related to Conor is Floyd Mayweather. So of course I follow.
So it kind of started.
Of course I'm updated.
Started with him, kind of Floyd Mayweather, or a little video of him entering a cage.
Octagon, yeah.
I thought it was an MMA cage,
MMA
right?
cage.
Kind of just jumps around. Then another one where he's kind of in it. And a little short video, and then another photo of him wearing MMA gloves with the cage behind him, and just with the tag or with the comment saying $1 billion man. Some people think that he's gonna fight into MMA because he kind of said that, but I don't think it is. Other theories going out there that he's gonna start his own MMA promotion or the Mayweather Promotions. What are you reading in all this here?
Logic tells me he's just making his own MMA promotion.
Yeah.
Logic tells me that. The Albert inside of me is saying he's going to throw it down with Conor McGregor, and I'm about to pay.
The octagon.
I'm about to pay another $100 for a pay-per-view. That's what all I saw was like, man, I better start putting away $100 for this pay-per-view. So it was my first thought, to tell you the truth.
If Floyd Mayweather goes into UFC octagon or MMA cage, it might not be in the UFC octagon, it might be MMA cage at all, and fights Conor McGregor under the unified MMA rules. How long do you think it's last? Do you think McGregor will play with him? The way boxing theorists say that Mayweather played with McGregor.
Because I think, first of all, I think those analysts are dumb. I don't think he played with anything. Because he was just playing with his career. If he really did do that, he was playing with his career. Yeah. But with that said, I wouldn't want Conor to do that. I think this is the other thing. You set more of you make more of an impact in a statement if he finishes them off the bat. Yeah. If he Jose Aldo's him, That says more.
flying knee.
That says more than carrying him for 4 rounds and then going for the finishing the blow.
Yeah.
As you know, but I think it says way more if he just goes in there and see him punk him, dog.
Yeah. Mickey Gall, you mean?
Yeah. And just go for the quick finish.
Yeah.
Not mess around, because that will make the statement even more.
Yeah.
I mean, if he takes him down and is able just to do some ground and pound, sure.
Yeah.
Enjoy the ground and pound until the ref gets you off you, but I wouldn't want no mess around, nothing. Just finish the fight, and that will say more than anything else. That'll say more than what happened in the boxing thing.
True.
Because at the end of the day, I can debate until my head turns blue that Conor was in there until the 10th round. While these guys won't be able to debate anything if it finishes in 1 minute.
15, so less than 1 minute. So what's this? There's this kind of weird theory going out that somebody on a Mayweather podcast said that the reason why Canelo versus Golovkin 2 hasn't had announced a venue or a date yet, or they announced a date, but not a venue yet.
Because Dana White trying to steal it.
Because Dana White's trying to steal it, but the only way he can steal it is if it's with
Money
Mayweather and a co-boxing / MMA promotion. And they kind of remind me too, where not that long ago, where they asked Dana White, would the UFC kind of do boxing? He said, yeah, we'll look into it. I'm not shutting the door on it. Could that be possible? Could Dana White and Mayweather work together for a joint boxing MMA bout?
I hope not.
Oh. And then who would come out who would be on that card? Who would want to be on that card? And
I feel like all I've been doing in this podcast is be on the fence.
Yeah.
Because at the same time,
pick a side then, bro.
At the same time, when I saw that Bellator kickboxing
that's kinda
event,
cool.
I liked it. Yeah, I dug it. I was like, you know what? It kind of breaks up the monotony of everything. Like
World War III.
Yeah.
WCW for your wrestling was out there.
Yeah. It kind of breaks it up. Like I like MMA, but I like any combat sport.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see go from MMA to high caliber kickboxing. I think that was also the key thing. We weren't seeing just jabronis in the kickboxing.
It's the cream of the crop.
We saw some good kickboxing matches, and we were going back and forth, and I kind of liked it. So I don't want to knock it before I try it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe boxing, going MMA, then boxing, then MMA.
Yeah.
It might be crazy enough that I might be entertaining. Yeah. I might like it, but at the same time, I don't think they should do that, just because I already know the first word coming out off of every analyst's mouth is it's going to be a circus.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point, right? What would this do if UFC does go to bed with Mayweather Promotions regarding this just joint kind of promotion thing? What would it do for Conor McGregor, who was trying to get on the board too? Like, hey, I just want McGregor Promotions on the poster too. Wouldn't that break Conor's heart? And I don't think Dana White would ever break. I don't think Dana White would ever break Conor's heart.
I think if they do it, they'll give both the guys a thing, and he has an excuse. At the end of the day, when all these other fighters say, "Man, what the heck? Why'd you do that?" Guess what? I bet you it's gonna the revenue of that fight is so big that that's the counter argument.
Yeah.
When you show me you make these money, I'll put your name all up in this board.
True.
Over. I mean, I'll put it on my face.
Yeah.
If you can make the money that
put on my bald head.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day when the only holdup for Fedor coming to the UFC was a co-promotion thing?
Yeah.
And he wouldn't do it?
Yeah.
You know what? Good for Dana White and the UFC for holding out for American companies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know about Conor McGregor, though.
Especially them Russians.
Yeah, he didn't want to go back to the Russians.
They might even hack our podcast now that I said that.
That's it for round number 4. We got one more round coming up. We're going to go ahead and look at UFC 221. Don't go anywhere. Time for the 5th and final round. So early in the show, we talked about kind of weak pay-per-view cards and how they're really worth your money. And I'm a big Luke Rockhold fan.
I'm on the fence with this one.
Yeah.
I'm
as big as Luke Rockhold fan as Demi Lovato is.
Yeah.
But this is a rough card to dish out. UFC 222 takes place technically the 11th of February, but it's in Australia, so it's the 10th here. Yeah, something like that. Interim middleweight title between Yoel Romero. It's supposed to be Robert Whittaker versus Yoel Romero. I mean, Robert Whittaker versus Luke Rockhold, but Robert Whittaker got hurt, so now Yoel Romero is stepping in. Co-main event: Mark Hunt versus Curtis Blades, and then that's about it as far as giving money to watch this card.
As far as sinking your teeth into.
As far as giving money to watch this card.
Yeah.
Interim title: Luke Rockhold, Yoel Romero. I don't even know where to start on this one, bro.
Look, I'm on the fence.
Yeah.
I'm excited. All right, I'm not going to lie. I'm excited. Is it worth the pay-per-view? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Is there any way we can combine UFC 221 and UFC 222 together in like one mega pay-per-view?
Just merge them together?
Yeah, and then we go that, and then maybe I'll buy it, dish it out? No?
No.
No?
But at the same time, it's an interesting thing. Luke Rockhold's on a roll.
Yeah.
Yoel Romero is trying to show everybody that it was a fluke against Robert Whittaker. So the storyline's there. And I'm more interested, honestly, to hear what Luke Rockhold says if he gets the W.
Yeah.
With the whole AKA drama going on right now, I'm a little bit hoping that Luke Rockhold wins it, and then I hear what he has to say. As opposed if Yoel Romero wins, and I don't want to hear him say some bad stuff again.
Yeah.
All right. I don't like when Yoel Romero gets the mic. I don't like what he says sometimes. But
a little too aggressive.
Yeah.
A little too right wing for Robert.
Yeah, way too. But at the same time, it's an interesting fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think you're getting the cream of the crop here in this division, fighting each other. So I ain't mad about it, but I get you. Is it $60 worth? I don't know.
Co-main event: Curtis Blades. The last time he fought time he lost in the UFC was to Francis Ngannou. He lasted 2 whole rounds with Francis Ngannou. He had a win overturned early last year because he tested positive for marijuana post-fight. Hey man, you got to relax somehow. But since then he's on a 2-fight win streak fighting. He defeated Daniel Amr. I'm gonna pronounce his name. Decision, and also TKO win his last fight. So, I mean, Mark Hunt isn't exactly in the good graces of the UFC anymore, right? He's been calling the UFC out since Brock Lesnar, UFC 200, right?
In all honesty, I think UFC, other than the Brock Lesnar thing,
they're making a lot of enemies, aren't they?
Or
UFC,
or hoping that someone takes Mark Hunt down.
It could happen, bro.
But it ain't happening. Yeah, like you said, it ain't happening. I think they really thought Derek Lewis was going to get the job done.
Yeah.
And that was a shocker, not just to everybody, but to UFC officials. Were like, damn, it looks like we got booked Mark Hunt again.
It's almost he's in that TD Ortiz spot. Remember when after a while where Dana White tried to get TD Ortiz out of there until finally Machida did it?
Yeah. They're legit trying to lower Mark Hunt's stock so low that when they do release him, that they won't care.
Yeah.
But the fact that he still manages to keep his stock so high, they can't release him. I mean, if the only thing they're doing is feeding that heavyweight division of Bellator, if they do, and that's a dumb move.
I hope.
They're really trying to lower his stock. But
I don't know what his contract status is. Hopefully, he wins this one and becomes an alternate for the UFC Bellator Grand Prix, along with Bobby Lashley and Jack Swagger.
Woo!
And
you hyping me up right now.
Rory McDonald.
I like it.
Hey, I wonder if, for you wrestling fans out there's a rumor that Bobby Lashley's going to return to the WWE. I wonder if his contract states that he could fight still.
I hope so.
I wonder if that's a big
UFC
thing.
was smart, they'll do that.
WWE was smart, you mean, right?
Yeah, sorry. What did it say, UFC?
Yeah, UFC, yeah.
WWE, if they were smart.
I think, from what I heard, I haven't heard anything that Bobby Lashley wants to hang him up. He's doing decent. I mean, he's not fighting the best of the best. He's kind of fighting at his level, I think, in Bellator. Yeah. And Bellator's doing a good job of getting guys at his level, so it's not like he's going out there, against, I don't know who's at his level in Bellator. I don't even know. Roy Nelson.
Yeah.
But also, rumor has it, too, in case you're interested, when Bobby Lashley does return to WWE, they're going to put him against a program with Brock Lesnar. Which, granted, it's fake.
At
but
the same time, I would love, we're talking about fantasy booking right now.
Only in WWE.
Love if they do a program with Brock versus Bobby Lashley, and then do the real fight right after that.
Bellator on Paramount Network. Book it.
I would love it. I would just to get Vince excited out there. I would pay $200
to see that. What
for that pay-per-view? I'll pay $200
stupid
for that pay-per-view.
You paid $9.99 at WWE Network to watch it.
But then I'll pay $200 for that. Woo!
No. That's it for this week's show. We missed Guillermo Cita. Hopefully he's listening. We'll try and get you next week. That's it for.
We'll try to do it on Sunday.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at FiveRoundMMA. It's FIVRoundMMA. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube, Apple Podcast, Podomatic, and YouTube. And visit FiveRoundMMA.com. Amber, what do you got?
It's just that Kenny Omega's a wrestling god. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for tuning in.